Welcome, everybody. Happy Monday. I hope your Monday is a whole lot shinier than where I am at because it's very stormy here in the Midwest. Uh, Welcome to another episode of Goosebump Moment Presents. We got a lot of interesting interviews coming up over the next week, 8 days. So please be sure that you drop by, and if you can't comment, join us on the lives. You can comment on the live session, but if you can't comment, then please be sure to catch the replays. These are done not only to focus and showcase the business and the business owners, but it's also to help you, the audience, to understand what's available out there and what you may not have even known about, which comes around the full circle to my guest today. My guest is Kat Hurd. Kat is a social media and Google business page specialist. And we're going to be focusing on that and one other thing today during this interview. Kat, welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's dive right into this. Let's talk about hashtags. There's a lot of posts and businesses that are throwing out all kinds of content, but they're not understanding how important those hashtags are at the bottom of their comment. Elaborate, if you would, please.
Yeah, so in a nutshell, what a hashtag is, it's your searchable term. So you'll go on to Google and you'll look for something. So if you want to look for a video interview, you're going to go into the Google search bar and you're going to type in video interviews, and it's going to give you every piece of content related to that. Now, if you put a hashtag into social media and do hashtag video interviews, it will bring you up every post that is on that platform that relates to that search criteria. So it's like Google, but it's just giving you what is on that platform. So they are really important if you want to have your business seen and found on social media.
Which is the whole intent of doing all kinds of social media stuff, right? So, okay, let's talk about the confusion. And you and I have had this discussion along with a lot of others in some of our networking groups. How many? Because there's a lot of controversy. Facebook wants so many, LinkedIn wants so many, and so what's the basic understanding here? What should be people know about that?
It depends on the platform, and that's the problem, is every platform is different. So for example, if you're using LinkedIn, then if you're doing what they term a short post, so like a sentence or two, then they recommend you use 2 hashtags. If you're doing a longer post, they recommend you use 5 hashtags. Just as a for instance, you've then got Instagram where you can use up to 30. You've then got Twitter that you use between 6 and 8. Facebook you can use between 4 and 6. They all kind of vary depending on what it is you're trying to do. It's not so much the number that you need to focus on, it's the type of hashtags as well. So they're looking for posts that have trending hashtags, so things like Motivational Monday. They're looking for stuff that relates to your business, like hashtag Goosebump Moments Presents, that kind of thing. But it's also what is the content about. So if you're talking about video interviews, hashtag video interviews is a good one to use. But there's 2 things that I would be aware of when you're doing hashtags. One is they're not words, they are a hashtag. So you can't just put all the words you like together. You have to do no more than 4 words in one hashtag, otherwise it's too difficult to read. But because it's not a word, you can't put spaces between them. As soon as you put a space, you change it from a hashtag into a word. So you need to be careful not to do that. And the other thing is, these days we're really big on accessibility. So to comply with accessibility, if you do an initial capital for every hashtag word, so if you're doing video interviews, you would do an initial capital for a V and the initial capital for an I. The reason for that is, 1, it makes it easier for people to read, but 2, it makes it easier for screen readers and online devices that are translating for you to identify where the words finish and start, if that makes sense.
It does. And I have, well, I haven't recently, but for the longest of times, I always did separate, for instance, Be Live. So I always did start the B with the capital and the live with a capital letter. But I used to get called out on that because that's not acceptable. But if you notice, when you go in and use the hashtags and you start again, if you want to put Be Live and you put the hashtag capital B, it pulls up a suggestive listing of all the hashtags, and it has the capital B, capital L as an option on there. So what you're saying is absolutely true. That is the preferred hashtag that they want. Now, I've noticed something, and I want to ask you. I hope I'm not throwing you under the bus here. I don't. That's not what I do. But on some of those hashtags, if it's ones that you use over and over and over again, for instance, for me, I use Goosebump Moment Presents as a hashtag all the time. Okay. But sometimes when you're starting a new hashtag that's not available on the listing, it says under 1,000 posts.
Yep.
Okay. So in order to get noticed as a preference of a hashtag, do you have to have up to 1,000 posts before that stands alone in that option list?
What it's saying is it's been used in a less than 1,000 posts that you've created. So the more times you use it, the more times other people use it, the better. So things like, if you use Goosebump Moments Presents as an example, you're looking for people to actually be reusing that hashtag. So if you've got somebody who, like myself, who's being interviewed, you want them to share that they're being interviewed and use your hashtag. You want them to share the recording with the hashtag. You want other people to go and say, I've had an amazing time on this interview, it's really helped my business, and using that hashtag. And that's how you start it trending and getting it in lists. The more people that use it. So you need to use it a lot and then get all your followers and connections to be using your hashtag when they're talking about your business, so that you get found in that list.
See, again, that's a whole lot of information in a short amount of time right there that a lot of people don't understand. There are some comments that people don't like hashtags, but from what you're saying, they're extremely important about getting noticed and being shared out and using it as a branding part of your business, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so now let's talk about Google Business, because that's something I think a lot of people. Let me back up here. I know several people who do utilize Google Business, but I don't think the majority of people understand how important Google Business is.
Okay.
So, share why is Google Business some place a business needs to be?
So, you'll all be familiar with the old phone books that you used to get through the doors, where you would get your business listed in like the yellow pages, and you would be able to go and say, I'm looking for a barber or a hair person, and you would go and look it up and you would get all those listings. They don't really come through the doors anymore. So what Google are doing is they have created an equivalent online. So they have something called Google Search and Maps. And what it does is it looks at a local area. So when you go into Google Search and Maps and you put in, I'm looking for a hairstylist, what it will do is it will search through where you are and it will pull up the business. But the only way it can do that is if you have a Google listing. So if you register your business on Google Business, it then will appear as one of those little dots on Google Maps. So we've all gone to Google Maps. Where's the nearest gas station? Where's a tourist attraction we want to go to?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So you want to have one of those little pins. So when somebody is looking for your type of business, you come up on the map in that local area. So that's initially why it's there. But aside from that, it's also to make sure that people can track you online. So if you go directly into a Google search bar and you type in Goosebump Moments Presents, it will give you all of the information. So you can check out the website for that business. You can get a contact number to be able to call them. You can read all the reviews about what people's opinions are on that business. You can go and look at all the posts they've been putting out, which tells you their latest updates, anything that's been happening in the business. You can look at their pictures. You can look at their opening times. You can find so much information about what that business does. So does it do curbside pickup? Is it disability friendly? If you need accessible wheelchair access, for example. And it helps your analytics and your SEO tracking for Google. And you want to be seen. You want people to Google your business and find that this is the link to your Facebook, your Instagram. This is the link to your business where they can leave a review, where they can read your reviews, where they can find your website. So it is really important to do it. Yes, it is primarily for local businesses. However, it doesn't matter if you work in a huge geographical area. You put it on the map in that one area and you still post the same way that you always do. So you put your 3 posts on a week, you put your 20 images up a month, and people will still find you. They will still leave reviews, even if they don't live in your area. And people will look for what you do because most people know you've got a brick and mortar in one place or you've got an online presence in one place, but you can do the whole country or the whole world, depending on what it is you do. And it is a really good way to be seen and found online. And the best part is it's free, BJ. It's totally free. It even comes with a website built in if you want to use it.
See, now you mentioned something here that, again, I think many people know, but I don't think they understand how important it is. You mentioned early on the 3 posts a week.
Yep.
We're not talking about 20 posts a day or, certain things. How important is a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday post?
The idea is you're giving your clients some idea of what's going on in your business. So you're sharing wins, you're sharing offers, you're sharing events. You're telling people an insight that's going on with your business. So it's not a static business that does something. It's giving them an insight into you. Not everybody is going to know your Facebook page. If somebody is looking for, I'm going to go back to the hair person again. If you're looking for somebody to do your hair, you don't know the name of a local salon, you're not going to go to their Facebook and look it up. You go and put in, you're looking for a salon in Iowa, and your business comes up top of that list. They can go and see all of your content. They can look at those posts that you've been putting up every week, and they can say, oh, they've been really busy with this. They've been nominated for this award. They're doing a charity fundraiser, whatever it is you've been putting up. And people are then going to get involved because they get a feel for you, for your business. What is it about? What is that connection? And then they're going to come and they're going to try and get their hair done by you. They're then going to go, when they've had a great experience with you, they're going to go and leave you that review. They're then going to go and subscribe to your social media and get full access to everything. And you can put similar posts to what you put on your social media. It doesn't take huge posts, but you can put your short posts onto Google. It doesn't require hashtags. It doesn't need to, because it's using the SEO through the Google platform. So it's a quick 2-minute job. And it's something that if you're posting something on social media to say, this week we had a great thing happen, and a photo, just go and copy it, put it on your Google business page, upload the photo, post it, and you're done.
Consistency. That is the one thing we all know, but we don't execute. Consistency, time and time again. Now, I want to briefly mention this. Photos. Photos, I cannot tell you how important photos are, but even better are the videos, because the video shows real time. Even if it's something viewed a week later or 2 days later, it shows the video is actually in real time, and it gives that person a sense of being at that moment. Whereas a photo is a photo. I mean, it's
the one thing with Google is you have to watch how long the videos are.
right.
They would prefer videos to be up to a minute. That's their preference. So don't be try and put like your full interviews on there, because it will just reject the post. But put snippets up, put a teaser up that gets people to then go to your YouTube channel, to your social media, to go and watch the rest.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's talk about that time difference, because a lot of people are confused by that.
Yeah.
I know LinkedIn, because we are streaming live on LinkedIn at the moment, because I'm using a streaming platform.
Yep.
Some of my interviews have gone on for 30 minutes, not intended, because I usually try and keep them between 15 and 20.
Yep.
But they're aired. LinkedIn will allow that little additional time. But if you're posting a personal interview, I think they prefer around 15 minutes, 12, 15 minutes.
On LinkedIn, are we talking?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Now on Facebook, it's different. Facebook has no time. You can go in, if you go live on Facebook page, you can stay there for an hour or two.
You can, but you can't do that with Instagram.
See? Okay. Now, what's the difference with Instagram?
So Instagram, it uses IGTV, so you will only see 15 minutes unless you ask it to do something else.
And how about TikTok?
TikTok, the preference, I mean, you can do long videos on TikTok, but your sweet spot is 15 to 30-second videos.
Correct.
But they are different to other platforms. They require you to saturate your market, so they want 10 videos per day.
Ooh.
So TikTok is a lot.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So that's not the greatest platform to execute a business, to get attraction for a business. Personal stuff, maybe.
If you can speed up what you do, yes. So I've seen loads of people, like professional chefs, that will want to show you how to make a dish.
Mm-hmm.
And if you make it quicker, so you do exactly the same thing to make that dish, just when you edit it quicker, so that it runs through that you've made this amazing dish in a minute, you'll get away with it. But you have to know how to edit and speed up your editing to be able to get the full purpose for business.
Okay, which just actually gives credence to why you need to have a videographer or a video specialist on your business team, so that they can help do the things you don't have time to do.
So I don't do TikTok, but if I need videos, I have a video guy, Chris, that was on here before from Visuals by Momo. Mm-hmm. He's my guy. I need videography. I call him and go, how do I do this?
Yep. So we're getting down past our time. So there is a plethora of information, and just a 15-minute interview like this isn't going to cover near what we need to do. So I think I got something in mind here that I want to talk to Kat about privately. But I think we need some more training, more info, more understanding of how all these platforms work, because a lot of people say, I don't want to, I do all my business on Facebook, or I do all my business on LinkedIn. You can't. You need to diversify, because your audience isn't all on those pages.
Can I give you a quick fact, VJ? Mm-hmm. So statistic is that 80% of people, so this is like users of social media platforms, so these are your customers, they will go to Facebook to check your credibility before they will go to your website or they'll go to your storefront. So all these people, I just do my business on LinkedIn or Instagram. You're not going to be found on Facebook. And if you're not found on Facebook, as far as 80% of the population are concerned, you're not credible.
See,
you need to be on multiple platforms.
see? So when people say I'm sick and tired of Facebook, I'm going to jump ship, you're hurting yourself. You're absolutely hurting yourself. And again, there's 7 billion people on the planet, folks. And if you just vacate Facebook, you're cutting your neck off, your head off, as far as business goes. And if you are a business owner and you need that attraction, you need that attention, you need that person saying, "Oh, I didn't know you existed. Where are you? What do you do? What do you know?" So it's so terribly important. And yes, it is confusing, but that's why we have specialists like Kat, or your social media managers, or your website developers, or your videographers, or your VAs, or whoever it is. Yes, it's the cost of doing business. And you sometimes do have to make that investment to be seen and to get noticed. So, all right, Kat, is there anything, as we wrap this up, is there anything else that you would like to mention that we haven't, or expound on something we've talked about?
Just if you need any advice, reach out to somebody like myself or any other marketer, videographer, web specialist, whatever it is you need, because you don't know everything. And as a business owner, you can't know everything. That's why there are specialists. Utilize them.
And it's constantly evolving. This is faster than an amoebic split, because at least LinkedIn and Facebook, every week or every 2 days, they're changing algorithms or something.
Oh, yes.
And if you don't have somebody who is staying on top of everything, you're going to get lost eventually. Okay, so Purple Panda Creative Marketing. Then you can go to Purple Panda Creative Marketing at Gmail. They reach out to you.
Yep.
Right? Or you can find her on LinkedIn under Catherine Hurd /purple/panda/creative/marketing. And those are the places you can find her. And I swear to God, guys, you need to reach out to this woman. This woman knows her stuff. I also have an interview coming up, or a conversation, not an interview, with a gentleman she referred me to who is all about Google business. And we're going to be talking to him to see if maybe we can get him here on an interview. So, Kat, thank you. As always,
Thank you.
You're a dear. You're a good friend and a good dear, and you have helped me a lot. So that's about it. Guys, we have another interview coming up. Hang on, let me double check. Tomorrow with, no, I beg your pardon. On Wednesday, I have a doubleheader interview coming up. Doyle Bueller, oh my stars. If you want one of the cream of the crop business strategists on the planet, he lives in Australia. I've known him for a couple of years. He's getting ready to put out a program. It's called Strategy Storming, and we're going to be talking about that on Wednesday, 8 o'clock Central Time. And then in the following up right after that, I'm doing an interview with a gentleman is Roderick out of Scotland?
No, he's out of, actually, yes, he is.
I was thinking.
Glasgow, yes, he is.
Yeah. Roderick Lance, who is another mutual friend of ours. He is with a company called Utility Warehouse. Now, it doesn't have a lot to do with America, but because of the massive problems that the UK is experiencing with utility rising costs, I'm telling you, folks, you have no idea what their struggles are over there, and it's insane. But the company, the Utility Warehouse company, has in my opinion, one of the best programs to help you save money and maybe even earn a little money. So I'm very excited to be interviewing him as well on Wednesday. And then on Friday, another doubleheader. I have a young lady by the name of Yolanda Elam. and she's a recovering addict, alcoholic, but she has now been sober and has taken all what she experienced and has now gone on and is helping other recovering addicts. And she is an amazing public speaker. And so join that interview because that will be an amazing interview. And then in the evening, in the afternoon, I have a young lady from here in the States, Krista Zabrowski, who is a representative for one of my most favorite jewelry companies on the planet here in the States. Sadly, they can't do any sales overseas at the moment, but it's still there. I love the jewelry. My whole jewelry armoire is just about 90% all this company, and I love it. And each piece is $5. That's it. It doesn't matter how fancy or how basic it is. Men's, women's, children. It covers the whole 9 yards. $5. Even some of the children's items are $1. So how can you go wrong? And all these interviews are going to be just amazing. So, and if you are interested at any one moment to be interviewed, to showcase your business, to stand out, get noticed, get people to understand what you do, get a hold of me. Let's see if we can get you here on one of the interviews and get you scheduled. Shine out. That's one of the favorite sayings. Shine out. As we were talking earlier, consistency. Consistency is king. Video is one of the hottest and best ways to get noticed. And then if you would like to consider sponsoring one of these videos, I would love to have a talk with you. And that is another amazing branding method to get your name out there. So if any of that is of interest or you just want to chat, reach out to me. You can find me here on Facebook and you can find me on LinkedIn under Lady Dynamicity. So that's going to be wrap it up. And thank you, Gail, for dropping by. It's wonderful. And we appreciate you watching us. So everybody, thank you so much. We will see you again on Wednesday at the next episode of Goosebump Moment Presents. I almost forgot what I do. Goosebump Moment Presents. All right, everybody. Have a safe afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you're watching from. Take care. Loves and hugs, everyone. Thank you, Kat.
Thank you.